All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? Mm, I don't have my mic. Sorry. Sorry about that. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Whew, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm just coming with most likely I won't be too long, uh, just a message regarding something that had been said to me uh, by the spirit of the Ruach today. Okay. And it's something that he said once before, but I guess he see fit that I need to hear it again. I did. I embraced what he said, and it reminded me of what he had said once before. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. He had said this to me once before. I don't even think it's been once. It's probably been more than once. But I wanted to ask um, you all, did anyone get a chance to see the video? And if you did or if you didn't, this conversation is going to be a little bit about it because of the fact that the Father checked me on it in regards to understanding no matter what type of information that I put out, no matter what I put out unto people, uh, the way He has allowed me to see it is not a way that He has allowed everyone to see. So in my ideal, he's saying to me that no matter what you can see into what you see, it's what I have suffered you to see. And when you feel that you could bring it forth and in hope that someone else can see it, don't get your hopes up. hmm So that's what he was dealing with me on. And at that moment, it was almost like I was in the race alone. It really did. It felt like I was in a race and I was running, but I was just racing against myself. I was the only one in the race and I'm running. And while in the race and I'm running, I'm feeling I'm feeling hurt because running this race and in this lane and on the left and on the right, there's no one but me. And I'm in this race and I'm running and I'm feeling sad. I'm really feeling sad because while in this race, I'm being revealed some things that I cannot change. Mm, uh, and the reason why, you guys, is Proverbs 16, and I think it's verse 4. This is what he was on me. And I'm just saying that's how I felt today, being in this race, and it's like I'm running alone. And I understand me just in the race and running alone don't mean like you all would think, or we would think in the flesh. You have to take it in the spirit realm of what I'm saying, And when you take it there, then it makes a lot of sense. It's just like if the Holy Spirit is in you, he's in you, he's in you, he's in you, and he's dealing with who? You. He in you, and he's dealing with who? You. So see how I could say it one way, but the mind can take it another way by saying, okay, oh, she thinks she's the only one, and she thinks he's the only one he's dealing with. No, 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 you're missing it. I'm experiencing this when he was explaining to me about the two videos, to two channels I gave you. One was for a man that was speaking about things that they have done. The other one is like a news that gives you the insight of what is being done. And he began to tell me how no matter what I put out, okay, that the eyes can't see the way he has broken down to me to see. So at that moment, I'm feeling like I'm in a race all by myself. And I'm running this race. And I'm just running. And I got so sad. I got so sad because I realized it is a journey, y'all. It is a journey. That's why mama ain't with you. That's why daddy ain't with you. Sister and brother, friends, children. When I say with you, I'm talking about in the spirit. You see, that's why they're not with you. Because that type of journey you have to run alone. It's not a journey you can just take everybody on. You know how you can book a vacation, a cruise. You see what I'm saying? And you got 3 or 4 friends, y'all going on a cruise, or a family just going on a cruise. When this is like you going on a cruise all alone. I'm trying to take y'all to where the Holy Spirit took me and left me there. So I'm running. I'm like, okay, Father, I get it. And then I got real sorrow. I got really sorrow because I realized something. And I say, how many times have you told me that? But why is I'm feeling it? Why is it sorrow? It's because things, Deborah, that you see, and I give you the eyes to see, you are not going to be able to get others to see what I have given you the spiritual eyes to see. You are not going to be able to get people to hear what I've given you the spiritual ear to hear. You see? So when we are running this journey, this long suffering and its endurance, it's not for those that you sharing the message with. It is for you. And I'm speaking to somebody out there. Somebody out there is going through what I am exactly talking about. You're feeling this thing like, wait a minute, what is it? Is it me? Where I work, in my community, in my family, in my household? That's why there was long suffering comes from the spirit realm, you guys. It don't come from the flesh realm. The flesh realm has its suffering, but long suffering comes from the spiritual realm. That's a part of the fruit of the spirit. It's not the fruit of the flesh. Endurance is something in the spirit realm. It's not that which is in the flesh. So therefore, I get what he's saying, but what made me I felt so sorrow. I felt so much sorrow is because of this. Listen to this. As he was talking to me, and I began to feel real sad, and I felt like I was the only one in the lane, and that was just me running. in Proverbs 16. In Proverbs 16, and this tells you that we are doing things outside of the spirit realm, thinking that it is helping and it is supporting that which we do in the flesh. It can't support the spirit realm. That which we do in the spirit, we say and we think and we feel about things in the flesh. It can't support that which is in the spiritual realm. Guess why? The individual have to be in that realm so that it too can be supported. But if you in the flesh realm, you're not gonna get. You're not. It's not. It's really not for you in the flesh. It's for you in the spirit, and that's one of the biggest things that I believe people battle with. The twos, even though it's the way I have given you the tools, y'all have seen it. I mean, not seen it, but y'all have experienced putting the tools into twos, putting everything into twos. But when you really, really know that everything is built on the twos, this is where this sadness comes. Here we go. Proverbs 16. In Proverbs 16 and verse 4. And not only in that verse alone, but I've heard the apostles also speak on this same level. Listen to this. Proverbs 16 and verse 4. Yah has made all things for himself. Now, when he says he made all things, do that mean some things? Or do that really mean all things? You see? Now, if he said he made things for himself, that's a different thing. But it's saying here a way that Yah has made all things for himself. So we have to consider the things we have not seen today and the things that we see and have seen in time past. All of this was made by Yah. Now watch this here. But was it made for you and I? Was it made for the body of Christ? Was it made for Yeshua? No. It was made for who? Yah himself. Now, I'm trying to take y'all to my sadness today where Yah revealed something to me. Now, here it is. I'm feeling sad. And in my little sadness, I had a little attitude toward the Father. Oh, yeah, y'all, I had a little attitude. Oh, yes. Try to crank up a tear. Couldn't even get it out. Oh, yes. This girl had a little attitude. Okay. So listen to this. Now we in Proverbs 16 and verse 4. I just explained to you, Yah made all things. Okay. And then he turned around and told you for himself. Not for the body of Hamashiach. Not for the saints. Not for Yeshua. Not for the church, the temple, the synagogue. But for himself. So this is all about you then, huh? Yes. Yes. Remember how I taught you the beginning? Uh-huh. Didn't I have it wrote in and wrote out? Uh-huh. Well, who you think wrote it? Himself. Now watch this here, y'all. Now we're going to skip that part, but what we're about to read, see if you can take your understanding there. You might not, but see. You might not, but let's see if you can take it here. Take your understanding where I'm going to take it. Okay, watch this here. Yeah, yay. Y-E-A, it can mean yes, yay. A statement is said, and what you going to do about it? I am, and that's really what when I hear that, this is why I say this can't be the word, because when I hear yay, I hear yay. I see that's what it says. But what I hear in the spirit realm, and I am. Even when he says that he make all things for himself. Wait a minute, hold up. I hear the I am. The I am. That's what I get out of it. Now watch. I am who I say I am. I do what I want to do because I am. Now watch what he says. We understand he got yay, but watch this here. Even. Check. Right there. He checking you. Even the wicked for the day of evil. Hold up. Let's back that thing down. So while we're sitting here saying Satan, 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 demons, 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 yeah, and I am the creator of them. Oh, wow. You see what I'm saying? So in it all, you would never, ever, ever get individuals placing him there. We put a limit on him that he can only be this good old give me, do for me, save me. Oh, that's what you are. But we didn't understand. I'm just putting we in there because I'm way past we, baby, because he taught me this when I before the foundation of the world. Okay, so this is a part of it. So here he's trying to say, in this day, Deborah, wicked for the day. Now, how many times you telling these people we're in that day? We're in that day. So why aren't you telling them they're in that day of the wicked that was created for the day in which you say they are in? Ooh-wee. You're going to get yourself in some trouble. But when you tell them Proverbs 16 and verse 4, where am I? Wait a minute, hold up. Who am I? Wait a minute, who's going on? What's going on right here? I am. That's the I am right there. I am who I said that I am, and I can be what I want to be and do what I want to do. And somebody got something to say? No, you ain't got nothing to say because I am who I want to be. I do what I am want to do. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like saying, okay, I know about Proverbs 16, but that's where he had to clear me up today with Proverbs 16. Don't forget. You thinking you can tell these people these different channels that they can look at. They can't see, even though they got eyes. They can't see, even though they got glasses. They can't hear, even though they got 2 ears and they don't have a hearing aid. But they cannot see, nor can they hear what you can see. Now, I have them that can. But when you thinking you're pulling something to give them some more insight about what's really taking place, it's over. It's finished. I'm gonna show y'all what's about to happen too. So when he's telling me this, he's saying, now you know Proverbs 16. Didn't I tell you I created wicked for the day of evil? So therefore, if I created wicked, I had to have created the evil. I did that. I am who I said that I am. I do what I am want to do. So here I am driving down the highway, trying to crank up a tear and couldn't even get the tear out. I believe that's because he wanted to prove a really hardcore spiritual point. So I'm like, okay. I say, so all these things these people are saying that I'm giving them the page, the video, so they can look. All of that stuff, is it a lie or is it the truth? He said, it ain't got nothing to do with the truth, nor do it have anything to do with the lie. It has to do with what I'm doing. Okay? It has to do with what I'm doing. What I have written. So once you get back in that lane where you know that no matter what's going on, what you hearing on these platforms, I got it bagged up and I got it bagged down, for it is written. Okay. So here in Proverbs 16 and verse 4, he's actually telling you all, because this here I know. He know I know this, but that's what he shot into me when I was on the highway, and he was telling me no matter what you give them, they can't see it. They can't hear it. It has to be seen in the spirit realm, Deborah. It has to be heard in the spirit. And even to today, I said to myself, I'm going to ask y'all, did y'all see it? And it like he said, it's vain and it's vexed. Because you all have to feel it like I feel it. Because that's y'all's intent. If you can't look at that and see these things and see it for really what it is, but you can see that it's something going on, but you really can't see what it is, it's because y'all did not create it for you to see it the way I see it. And that's what he was checking me on. So I began to get into self. And then he shot in with Proverbs 16 and verse 4. I said, so all this stuff. I wanted to cry, y'all. I couldn't even cry because I got fierce. Wait a minute. I know you are the I am, and you done created it all, but oh, why so much wicked and evil? I wanted to cry and everything while I'm talking and couldn't even pull it up or pull it out. But it was in me to want to, because that much sorrow was there. And the sorrow was this: get back into your lane and understand this. There are things that the world, as you see it, as you see things happening, taking place, until you understand that any and everything you are seeing and that's taking place and going to take place, as I have taught you, Deborah, it is already routed from me. And this is where the sorrow got heavy. Even if it takes the hand, the mind, the actions, the words of the flesh of man and woman. Because I created wicked and evil for that day of evil. So therefore, I created everything you see them create. You see what I'm saying? So I'm first. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, no, and almost he almost got me to the point where he was saying, and you know, and that's probably why the tears couldn't come out, because deep down in me, y'all, I know, Sister Deborah know. I know discern. I know all of what I'm seeing. I know God, y'all has a hand in it all. He has the plan. Okay, I tell you what, he has the master plan to it all. Now, before it was here, it was there. He has the master plan. You see? So, but in me, my flesh was just so sorry, because all the things that I'm constantly seeing and things that's actually happening. And you heard about the young man that they found hung from the tree, just so many things. And I sat back today and tried to listen to the brothers. A lot of y'all might think that I'm hardcore on the brothers, but I'm not, because I listen to them. That's how I learn about them. See, if you don't listen to what they're saying, you really can't say anything about it. But when you're listening, and Sister Deborah is an individual that listens to the point where I can hear them in the natural and I can hear them in the spirit. That's why I tell people I can hear behind hearing. You can type something in this here live chat and you can say it a way that you feel that's fit, but I can hear behind what you're typing. That's a part of what I had when I was a young girl. Always. And that's a part of me that's how would I have to endure, because someone could be standing in front of me saying one thing and I can read everything behind what they said. I've been doing that since I was in elementary, y'all. Always never knew how to channel it or how to put it in the right place and how to set it up or how to not take it, you know. But this is what I have been doing all my living. So here I'm on a highway, and I'm like saying, getting kind of in my flesh. But when he told me, you understand Proverbs 16, because Proverbs 16 let the whole world know, y'all ain't doing nothing. I still run wicked and evil. See, y'all didn't get it. See, I can tell y'all, I can talk to you all night long, and I can already feel if you get it. That's what Proverbs 16 is saying. You want to think you run something, you don't run nothing. I control even the evil and the wicked. It's in my hand. Matter of fact, I made the wicked for the days of evil. And if I made the wicked for the day of evil, I made the evil. How about that? How you like him now? You see? So as I'm just listening to him, the reason why I was getting in myself is because he was chewing me out. He wasn't chewing me out. Let me not say that. He wasn't chewing me out. He was telling me about how you gave them 2 different channels to look at for us, the news, but they really can't get it, Deborah. And I'm like, when the people talk so plain, they can understand. No, Deborah. You can give them any channel you want. They're not going to see it as I given you the eyes to see. They're not going to hear it as I given you the ear to hear. And that's when I went to talking. He said, you know what Proverbs 16 verse 4 mean? And I said, yeah, that's a part of what took place before. Well, okay, if it took place then, what do you think's going on now? And I'm going to show you how deep he got. He got so deep. He said, now you have got within yourself, you wouldn't got flashlights, you wouldn't got light bulbs, different things for what you feel and what you understand as the 3 days of darkness. And I'm sitting here on the highway just as call myself kind of in my flesh a little bit. And he said, even that, I need you to go back into Revelation and read where the stars and the sun and the moon is a third is going to be darkened. It's coming, Deborah. It's coming. Everything that is prophesied is before us. And just because no one looked to the left and not see it, that's on them. If they look to the right, not see it, that's on them. It is present. He told me something so powerful about the day of darkness. He said, Deborah, a lot of people looking at it as, okay, it's going to be dark, and at night you ain't going to have no lights to cut on because it's going to be nighttime. It's going to be night. It's going to be dark like night. He said, no, it's going to be 24/24. It's going to be 24/24. That means the morning is going to be dark. The nature, the birds that sing in the morning, everything is going to be affected. The trees, the grass, everything is going to be affected. Why did he pull up that? Because I brought it to you all about what that man said. Remember, I told you that man said Fauci, them is called themselves building this thing to cover up the sun. And they are. But guess what he said? But who am I? That is already written. The prophecy of that has already been warned. No one takes my warning. But you take this man saying how they going to do it. Even how they going to do it is still going to be my prophecy. I told you I created the wicked for the deep. See, y'all ain't looking at Proverbs 16. Notice it says, Proverbs 16 and verse 4. Notice it says D-A-Y. That D-A-Y is a time period, you all, of darkness, wicked and evil. It's a time. It's not like darkness, like this phone. It's not like that. It's not darkness as a color. Okay. That day is high level of evil and wicked at its highest. And as I have been on here over and over and over and over, explaining that to you all, it was one time I was really telling y'all about how bad it really is, and how bad it is, but people just can't see it. That's going back to what he was saying to me today. They're not going to see what you see. They're not going to hear what you hear. And he's not saying nobody, because that one going to get it. Oh, that one. And that one to y'all don't mean a number one. You get what I'm speaking in the spirit realm. That one, when he said that one, that don't mean one individual. Okay? It's the one that has an ear to hear. It's the one that has the eye to see. That's what that one means. It don't mean a singular as one person. Okay? So he was telling me that in Proverbs 16 and verse 4, that day, so no one would teach and preach when he has called that time period out, and no one look at it as the way he called it out. He called it day, not days with an S, because it's going to be a long time, y'all. And that's the way I see it. I'm like seeing this stuff, and I've been seeing it, and I'm like, y'all, do y'all know the judgment is here? The fires kindled, the fires has hit the earth. Y'all, the tribulation is already begun. And I'm trying to tell people this, but what he's saying, I understand exactly what he's saying. No matter what you say. If I have given them the eyes to see, which is a spiritual sight, Deborah, and the ear to hear, which is an ear in the spirit realm to hear, they cannot. And if they don't have the ruach, you know it ain't nothing there. So he was telling me about that, giving you all those two people that I've given you all, and saying what they're saying. Now, he backed me up into the darkness. He said, now, when it get dark, Deborah, it's going to be such a horrible time. It's going to be a horrible time for everybody. Because the darkness represent wicked and evil. While you all thinking it means, let me get flashlights, batteries, candles. We missed it. See, this is what he's telling me today. He's telling me that so get back in your lane and get it like I taught you. Don't take from it and don't add to it. Get it like I gave it to you. And he was saying about the when you put it in the order of darkness, so we can have light to see. He said they missed it. And then a man was telling me today, he shot into me and he just gave me the answer. He said, Deborah, you know what it's going to be like? He said, it's going to be just like that purge. I said, exactly what he was saying. It's going to be just like the purge, because everybody's going to find that darkness a place of pleasure. It's a place where it's going to be a time period where everybody's going to be going out here doing things that you would never think that would exist in this day and time. Lawlessness has already hit the earth. Sister Deborah tried to explain that to you all. The lawlessness has hit the earth. It's here, y'all. It's been here. But when we have a shut off eyes and don't have it spiritual, nor a ear in the spirit to hear what the spirit of Yah is saying unto us, then it's just not meant. Because if he's greater in me, and I'm coming on here to give y'all what he's giving me, and you ain't getting it, then that shows you that you are not the one that has an eye to see in the spirit realm, nor the ear to hear in the spirit realm. Because he's telling me that this thing is, no matter what channel you give them, you can break it down to the way you feel it, you seeing it. You can break it down to the way you hearing it, because you can hear behind here. Them, they can't just say that they see what you see. They can't say they hear what you see. I mean, they hear what you hear. They have to have that same spiritual within them that you have. Even though you think that you're actually doing something by giving this feed, but you got to go back. And that's when I was telling you, I was feeling sad, because I was like, okay, you telling me again about a proverb. So it's just the whole world just gone. It's just evil. And I know that. I know it. But it was telling me that so many things is taking place and the eyes are not seeing it. And how you always talking about you talking to a brick wall, because you know in your spirit that you telling them spiritual food, and you know in your spirit it's like you talking to a brick wall. He said, Deborah, that's spiritual. That's spiritual. You can feel you talking to a brick wall. When that's what I'm saying to you about giving people these different channels so they could see what the people are saying. If I send mines and they cannot hear, if I send mines and they cannot see, then nothing you can add to it to get them to see that they're going to see. Nothing you can add to it to get them to hear can they hear. They got to have in them exactly what's in you. And when they see it, they should be able to feel that thing, Deborah. Why is it you can feel my tribulation? Why is it you can feel my presence of judgment? Why is it, you guys, when he was telling, I'm gonna just shoot it all like why I was, y'all gonna understand why I was feeling it, is when he was talking to me, it was talking to me about, how all the stuff I was talking about, what the men are doing and how they doing these women, killing these babies, these women are killing their babies, all this stuff he was saying, hey, and we in that day. So he was trying to tell me today that all of that is in that day of evil. But didn't I say I created it? But didn't I say I created it for me, but not for you, Deborah? Didn't I tell you I created these things for a day? I didn't say it was for you. You see what I'm saying? He's wanting me to go back into my lane so I can remember the things in which was taught to me. And don't feel that to make a video to give people that which is not, they're not going to get if they go onto another page and get it here, because they first have to have the ear to hear it. And it has to be spiritual. They have to have the eye to see. And it has to be spiritual. So he just telling me what he have told me a couple of times. I ain't gonna say several times, but a couple of times. He teaching me how to stick firm in the spirit realm, and I always be able to find my way in what I think, feel, and how I can conduct myself. So he was telling me that everything that you see, I created everything. To go, this is what he's saying to me, Deborah, if I have a will, just think of someone taking out a will in the natural, y'all. When they have a will, they put down everything they want down. Anything happened to them, they got everything already down. Well, that's what the Father is saying. Ain't nothing going to happen to him. But he got a will. Okay? His will has to go according to the way he orchestrated it. It can't stop because Deborah in her feelings, Deborah in her emotions. It can't stop because Deborah wants everybody to understand it the way I've given it to her. Oh, no, it don't rumble like that, because if I didn't give it to them, they can't see nor can they hear. Stick with that, Deborah. You see? So he began to tell me everything, even to the point of darkness. You know how I was telling you all yesterday about how Fauci was given the task to help China, but he was the one that's given the task. He had something to do with scientists. I don't know. But he was going to build this thing to go over the moon. Remember? Not the moon, the sun. And I already heard China already had one to build. But everything he has done is a connection to China. I don't know if y'all know that, but yes. And as he's building this thing, and I'm thinking, okay, they so evil, all putting all this poison in this food and doing this and doing that. They doing this. Oh, y'all, it's a lot of people gonna lose their lives. Oh, I'm just saying. I'm just telling y'all how I'm looking at it, and oh, they doing that. Y'all can't see what them people doing. That's what I say to y'all. Y'all don't see it. Y'all, they doing this, they doing that. And the Father's sitting here saying, Deborah, stop. Stop. Because that's how you'll know who's who. It's when they can relate to you without you turning them somewhere else to get what you said. You don't have to transfer nobody over to another page to understand what you're seeing. You're seeing it from the spiritual realm. They're seeing it from the flesh realm. And why is it two realms, Deborah? Hello. All for myself did I create it all. You see? So it ain't that their realm in the flesh, in the way they are doing these things, is any different than the way that I see it in the spirit, because the one that's in the spirit created that which is in the flesh that's doing it. And that which they are doing was done in the spirit before anything was created. So he's taking me back to when he tells me to get in that lane. I got to stick with the spirit, the whole idea of everything. Proverbs 16 and verse 4, no matter what evil you see on the earth, that's where faith, that's where the fear is at. That's where the belief, that's where righteous rest in everything that I created for myself. You see, that's Yah for himself. So when I'm sitting here, and I'm gonna tell you what he told me, he said, you need to go back and find out about the darkness of the moon, the sun. I said, but I think it's in there a couple of times in Revelation. He said, no, you go and you see it. And now I see it among the stars. I've read it too many times, but I didn't know how it was connecting to the 3 days of darkness. So when I'm saying Fauci and China, they already done built it already, y'all. They already built it. I'm sitting here saying, y'all get your flashlights. Remember yesterday? I'm telling y'all, get you some flashlights and how I got these bulbs and this and this and this and this. And then he said and told me, he said, see, y'all looking at it in the natural because y'all going to experience it. I want you to see it in the spirit. Because the things that you're going to see that's going to take place, these 3 days of darkness, when that whole process is over, it's going to be so many people dead. Y'all, it's going to be so many people dead. Homes going to be destroyed. Lot of things. Cars going to be destroyed. See, these 3 days, now I ain't going to say 3 days of darkness. This time of darkness is not a darkness come play with you. You get out your board game and got your candle. That's not, he don't, see, that's the wrong way of seeing it, because that's how we see it. If we had our lights off, first thing we get flashlight, candles, and now we okay. But what he wants you to know, you ain't okay. I told you my judgment is out here. You want to pretend that, hey, okay, y'all just sit back in the corner and wait for it because it's coming your way. It ain't going to be not one person that ain't going to be out here and ain't going to experience it. You're going to experience it. You're going to experience it. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, don't get all up in your high horse thinking you all this and you got it made, you this and you that and you this. You ain't got nothing, because let me tell you something. Only one going to keep you clothed in your right mind is the Ruach that's in you. Because the 3 day, and the person, the guy told me, he said, but Deborah, he said, isn't that, then therefore there got to be a purge during that time. And I told him that's pretty much what it is. Because when them 3 days of dark, okay, I said an example. Look how in the night, look at how much crime take place in the night hour. Do y'all know that there's many hospitals bring in more victims during the nighttime than in the day? Do y'all know that? Okay, let me hit you a little bit of something. You know how they be talking the full moon? How so much happened during the full moon? Just imagine that moon is dark now. You get what I'm saying? See, what he wanted me to understand is all the things that you see and you be telling people and you telling them what it is and what it consists of. I want you to see even the time of darkness is not going to be a day of pleasure, family uniting. Oh, I can barbecue. Oh, I got heat. I can make my. It is a critical time period. Where's the critical time period? Anybody know? Anybody know what is so big about this being a critical time period? What's so big about this being a critical time period? And what time period is this? Let me ask someone in the live chat. Even if I get one person, I'm good. What's the critical time in this time period in which these days? Why we might say, okay, China's building it, Fauci is building it, they're going to cover the moon, they're going to cover the sun. But in the process of covering the sun, if you cover the sun, you still got the moon, you still got the light. So if you cover the moon, you still got the stars. What is actually happening, Revelation pull up and let you know all three of them gonna be hit. Woo, Father, y'all. They don't get it, Father. They don't get it. Mm-mm. All three gonna be hit. Judgment. You're exactly right. You see what I'm saying? You are exact. And did you know that is what's at the door? That's what's at the door. But before that hit, it's gonna be something that's going to tamper with what we take in. Another one of those first. That's coming first, and then the darkness is going to shut down. But what he's saying to me is, Deborah, you see, when it get dark, you telling them now, y'all listen to how I got in trouble. Listen to how I got in trouble. I'm telling you what this European was saying. Remember yesterday? I'm telling you how he was saying Fauci has created with China in a sense, because that's who also created one too. But Fauci, they say, got it too. But I'm thinking they two working together like they did with the bio. And I'm telling you all about how they covered in the sun. The father pulled up and said, what are you talking about? You see? You see how he did me? He pulled up. Well, man, hold up. Let me tell you. In Revelation, you know what that's talking about, Deborah? I said, yeah, we're going to have some days of darkness. He said, let me, no. The sun, 1/3. The moon, 1/3. Even the stars, 1/3. Y'all ain't gonna have nothing like no light. Do you all know the spirits comes out at night? Did y'all know that? Do you know that's their best timing? So he's trying to say to you all, this time period of darkness is not gonna be a playtime. It's not gonna be a time. And I sit there, I got to now go tell my son. I couldn't understand why I keep hearing all these people talking about get trash bags. Get this roll of black trash bags to cover your window. And I'm like, listen to this brother sitting here talking about this, and he's serious too. Big old bodybuilder. He had a big old roll of paper, roll. He had trash bags, but he was saying, go out and get that dark, thick roll of paper. Now, this was like a couple of months ago, and he said, you put that around all your windows. Put it around all your windows. And I'm listening to him, and he say, because if they see a crack of light, they coming in. If they see a crack of light in your house, they coming in. Now, see, I took for what he said, and I went telling other family members, y'all better get them trash bags to put over y'all window. But what the father is saying, Deborah, this thing is potent. This is deeper than that. And like he said, it's the judgment. And when we dealing with Yah's judgment, it is not like the world judgment. We ain't gonna get away out. We ain't gonna get no way out, child. I tell you how. Look at how the biochemical came out. It was taking elderly. They put a trait as if people overweight. It was taking people who have like asthma. They was taking everybody. It was taking, and you didn't know where it come from, and you couldn't find it. You couldn't understand it. Even to today, not a person on this earth can justify and clarify and identify outside of those who built the biochemical and tell you what was that came and went and took all those lives. Even to today, people don't even understand that the chemicals that went into the body for the shot is growing clogs in the body. So these people sudden death, all of that's attached to the shot. You can stand. This is what he's saying. You can stand on the devil's platform on the top of a mountain on the devil's platform, and you can try to tell them, you can warn them. It ain't gonna make no difference. That's why my fire and my judgment and my tribulation must come even harder. So now the next one that's coming, it's got to do with what we're taking in. And I believe it's going to have to be the water. If it's not the water, it's something that it's coming, but it's coming. But where is it coming from? The evil of the evil know what you all reject. And that is Proverbs 16, verse 4. I created wicked for the day of evil. This is their day, y'all. This is their day. Now, when they come down to what they're going to do, they're showing us how they're going to block them. They got plans to block the sun. Y'all said back it up and back it down. Tell them the stars going to be disappear. You ain't going to have no stars. He said, Deborah, tell them they ain't going to have no moon either. How about that? But all they going to have is that same darkness that you've been telling them about. That's already present. That lawlessness. See, you can't make it right because it ain't happening to you. Sister Deborah tell you, I try to tell you all, it ain't happening to me, but I can see it. So that's what the prophets were for in the days, is to give them the warning. So when you talk about, let me show you another sign of this. When you talk about the 10 virgins, what happened before the 10 virgins? Wasn't it night? It was night. Midnight hour. And guess what happened? The trumpet was blown. I'm just the trumpet. Just blowing all this stuff in hope that those who have the spiritual eye to see and the spiritual ear to hear, that one can get it and know that it's okay. And it brings a lot of comfort to you, because when you know what's going to take place, then you know y'all got you. Why do he got you? Because he told you what's going to happen. And you got the fullness of the tribulation that's happening. You got the fullness of what they're gonna think that they're gonna cover the sun, but I'm gonna have the sun, the moon, and the stars. How about that? Why? Because darkness is where all the chaos. And I like the man told me today, he said, when I was explaining it to him, he said, but that's, to me, that sounds like purge, Deborah. The time of purge. I said it is. It's a similar thing like unto purge. It's going to be dark, but it's going to be continual. You're going to hear sounds. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like listening to these Europeans talking about, and I'm now understanding why they're going out in the woods, why they're doing the things that they're doing, unlike Judah. Totally like Judah. Judah's still trying to buy TVs and cars. They out here smoke. They're out here smoking that mess with the Europeans. So their mind is not there. They all leave their jobs. They're not even working nothing to look forward to. Those are the ones that's coming to you. See, that's where you see them coming. They're going to be coming to you. You see, because they don't have anything. Oh, it's dark outside. It's dark. We ain't got no, the world is in trouble. Let's go do whatever we want to do. You're going to have people beating, raping, killing, stealing, putting on fire. Oh, the world is going to get a taste of the tribulation, because why must it be turned up, Deborah? It's because everybody is in this thing about being a part of the world. And it's all about what the world says. It's all about what the world tell me. It's all about what the world is doing. Like this politics. in this day we're in, this day, they're trying to bring out, and they're gonna get it out. They're gonna get out. They're gonna master Matthew's chapter 24 and verse 7. That's what they finna pull out. That's got to come to pass, y'all. It ain't nothing nobody can do about it. That's gonna come to pass. That's that one. And Yeshua stood on the Mount Olive privately with the disciples when he checked them. He checked them when he said, "I tell you this, don't you be deceived." And then he began to tell them what's going to be like in the end days, because he knew they weren't going to be there. They knew they weren't going to be in the end days, but they want to know, you see. So he letting them know, first and foremost, let me check you. Don't you be deceived. And I say that unto each and every last one of y'all in this day and time. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. Do not be deceived. And then he began to tell me about the that darkness is going to be different. And as I was looking at that darkness, I said, because that's you, ain't it? Yes. So don't give Fauci no glory or no chance to say he built or he got it, he doing it. Don't get China. I created it all. It was in my will. This is my tribulation. This ain't nobody else's but mine. This is my end game. Even Deuteronomy 28. We Judah and Israel. I ain't gonna say nothing about Israel, but Judah totally reject Deuteronomy 28. They totally reject the end game. This is why you reject the game. I can't tell you what. Hold up, you'll feel that thing. You want to run around here and teach and preach it. Now wait till you feel it. Then what? He's not going to stop all this here that they are doing to Judah. They're not going to stop. I think the small remnant, I'm going to just tell you what I'm thinking. That small remnant is coming out of the small amount that's going to survive. And it's because y'all going to be their shield. Mm-hmm. Like I said all the time, everybody ain't coming up out of here. No, you ain't. See, we thinking this thing is a play because we thinking, see what people think. I feel that people think what they have, what they got, they look at everything about themselves. It's going to keep them from being or going through. But what they don't understand, this is going to touch the young, the old, the rich, the poor, the white, the black, no matter what nationality, the heathens, the Gentiles, Israel, Judah. It's gonna affect. The tribulation is not coming to certain people, y'all. Show me where you even can understand that in your instructions and direction book, in your learning guide. You'll never see where he just only coming to do this to the heathens and the Gentiles. Tribulation is not just for the heathens and Gentiles, you guys. All this stuff is for all mankind, male, female, young, old, white, black, heathen, Gentiles, Israel, Judah. It don't matter. It's coming. And he said what he's saying is, so he want me to look at when they say and they bringing it forth. Look at what they bringing forth and say that's the mighty hand of Yah. Mm-hmm. That's what he want me to do. Because you know that's who it is, because it's impossible for them to have any sense to bring forth anything. So therefore, they have to still be doing my will, not theirs. But it appeared to you that it's them doing it. They're the one in Proverbs 16:4. It's them doing it because what? I created the wicked for the day of evil. There it is. There it is. There the key is right there. When we thinking they are wicked, and even look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. The judgment, as I begin to see how Judith mindset and how I did, I like to say to y'all, I think it's been maybe 3.5 years. I've been hooping and hollering that the Deuteronomy end game mean they're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. And the gone mean they're not going to even have the mindset to understand anything spirit and truth. they're not going to be able to have the ear to hear. They ain't going to have the eyes to see. They gone. They gone. Judah is gone. So he's showing me that, see, you know Judah is gone. It's in Deuteronomy 28 end game. I told you, you mastered it. So don't let up off of that when you see them destroying each other. You see how he's getting on me? He's telling me that you stay in the lane. The lane is spiritual, you guys. The lane is not natural. He's just trying to make sure I understand that that's where I belong. And if I'm going to minister anything, minister it to them in spirit and truth. Don't give them nobody else power and authority to do what they're doing. I am that I am. I created it for the day of evil, because evil is connected to wicked and wicked is connected to evil. And guess what? Yes, I created it for the day. So he had a reason to have this evil and wicked cutting up from the floor in this day. This is the I am. He can do that. And I sat up today and I sit there and I was like thinking all about what he was telling me. And I began to watch these videos where you see a lot of our Judah men arguing and fussing and battling with each other. And you all, the things that they fussing and battling with, guess what? Has nothing to do with a creator, the Father, Yah, nothing. Then you see the women, they just is out there, lost with the cause and without. And there's no returning, y'all. The what is actually happening, this is not returning time. This is no returning. This here is no returning. That the judgment, the fire, the tribulation, this ain't coming to make everybody, come on, y'all, come to me. I'm the most high Yah. I'm the I am. Come to me now. No. This is the day of judgment for what? The earth. See, y'all don't understand that. See, what you got to understand, heaven's going to meet its guideline for the judgment in the heavens. That's going to be for the individual spirit. It's going to be measured from how they conducted themselves on the earth in their flesh. And if their flesh got dominion over their spirit, then that's what's going to stand before judgment. Your spirit going to stand before judgment, and it's going to the lake of fire because it let the flesh rule it. But the flesh consequences of the judgment, see, that's what a lot of people don't understand. The judgments that's down here is for people who have done what they have done and have and continue to do it and have nothing in them to say, hold up, this stuff is wrong. Because I'm gonna tell you what I did. When I got on fire and was getting into myself and getting kind of angry, I began to say, how did you let them do what they do all these years? They've been doing evil and wicked all these years to a people. They've been doing all kind of crook and murdering and poisoning. And I was saying all that to the Father. He said, you ain't telling me something I don't know. See, because he wants me to go back to the lane. In the lane, they already gone. See, I'm just out here hooping and hollering. Little flesh in it. When you finish, go on back to your lane, girl. You know what's in the lane. You see? Because when you get into the lane, everything's all right. You back to where you started as a little girl when he was showing you everything. You're back to where he told you how the outcome gonna be. Because in my mind, since he's going to allow all these things to come down on everybody, I'm like saying, well, okay, but they've been getting away with so much. And I'm gonna tell y'all a reason why. What I see that I don't think that many of you all see, these Europeans are cutting up, y'all. They cutting up. They're trying their best and they're trying to set it up in a proper order. And they have every right. Because I believe, because Judah has felt not just Yah, but they have felt one another. When you get on here and you see them battling each other for stupid stuff, one talking about this one time, and the biggest one is Dowd. I don't know why the whole tribe of Judah should chew his tail out, but they ain't got the sense because they all of them like him. They are just like him. They got the same, if not the same way, but they got the same evil and wicked in their minds. And all of this, you would think that people would go after these people, bickering and arguing and fussing, and then the Europeans sitting back saying, how are we going to destroy them? Let's get them up out of here. We know we can do this and we can do this like we did before. And all we doing as a nation, as a tribe, is out here destroying us. And then you get 19 keys, and you get Haki, which he ain't worth a dime, and a dime ain't worth him. And you get what's that Ben guy, whatever his name is. All of those people are black men that went somewhere they shouldn't have went, and they thinking they can talk to the black people in a way that they're gonna start making money. They're gonna start making. I saw them today, and the father said, watch how they are destroyed. And I was like, but that's about right, Father, ain't it? Oh, yes, it is. Because Haki said he's a God. He's an Elohim. 19 keys. Oh, he's the perfect. He's the perfect man to lead Judah. But because he got all these voices, that what's that man named Ben who now Eniarchy and all that old mess, calling these things gods, they have forsaken the God on the throne. They have forsaken the Most High Yah on the throne. They don't even have to call him the Most High Yah. See, because in you know who he is, because if he's in you, then he know you belong to him. Even if he ain't even in you, he still know that you know him somewhere or another until he do get in you, come in you. But still, these men, I sat back and I seen 19 keys. I said, dude, if I can talk to you, I'll let you know you messed up from the floor up, because you got the swag, you got the mindset, but you sold out to too many of these other men that think that they are God. Because Haki think he's Elohim. We are all gods. Why are we focusing on being gods and not focus on the Most High Yah? See, when we put the focus on him, then he'll put the focus on us. But we don't want to do that. We want to let the world think that we are gods, and get your tail out of all these situations you in. I don't understand why all of you all on this stage calling yourself gods. You can't get yourself no clean socks. So I just don't understand. They can't do anything. And they hooping and howling, talking about the black people don't come together. We're not united. Baby, do you know where you at? Y'all need to check with me. Y'all need to check with me, because I tell you, you ain't worth a dime today, and you ain't going nowhere. And he said, see them? They too shall be destroyed. And I said, 19 keys. 19 keys. I was like, wow. Because 19 keys, I thought he was somebody that can make a difference, not make a difference in saving nobody, y'all. Just give somebody some sort of penny to light. That's what I mean. Give them a little bit of a light so they can see the way to the broad gate. Instead, you leading them to the narrow gate. You're leading them to the broad gate with all these other ones that's trying to tell you there's other guys that override the Most High Yah. We ain't gonna have that. See, they need to talk to me. See, they ain't never tried. They don't know who he is. See, I'm what you call a living witness, not a dead one. I'm a living witness to who he is, what he can do. They still in Dumb City. And I'm like saying, it's just, what's that guy name? He always talk. They sick, y'all. They sick. They gone. Let me get off of that. Let me stay back with what y'all was saying. So I was furious because I began to feel these Europeans and all these people all over the world who has taken advantage of people and have destroyed people and taken from people and caused people their whole life to struggle and to bring illness on people and sickness and disease, and then he said, you ain't seen nothing yet. Don't forget to get back in your lane when you finish, because when it all said and done, you ain't seen nothing yet. So I said, okay, when I get home, I'm gonna go back into Revelation, and now I'm gonna see. And then when he was showing me how the darkness is coming with sorrow, pain, and it's gonna be worse than what you're talking about that they're doing now. That's all it's gonna be about, y'all. It's gonna be worse. So he said, now what everybody else is thinking, it's like you was talking about getting flashlight, lights, and make sure you got your this, and make sure you get, when they finish getting all that, the feelings of what is going to happen, tell them to go back to Revelation. Try Revelation chapter 8 and 9, and then come back. Because that Revelation 8, hey, wait a minute. Nobody said they was going to cover the moon, y'all. They said they were going to cover the sun. But in Revelation 8, sun, moon, and stars. So that means it's going to be extra pitch dark. So it's sending a sign. What does that darkness consist of? Anybody know? Wicked and evil. See, we thinking of the darkness just to shut down our system, everything. And when they come back out, it's going to be so hard. You think you got your phone? You think you got your stove and your oven, your air? Let me tell you, this day is going to have our minds going to and fro, as if the world has ended. That's how it's going to feel. As if the whole world has ended. You're not going to know who's at your door. You're not going to know who's trying to get in. You're not going to know this. It's a time period, though. No, not time. It's a time period in the spirit, but he categorized it a day so that you know in that day, meaning the day of evil and wicked, where we are at now, that's what that moment is going to be worse. You see, and that's when you hear Sister Deborah said, I feel that thing. I feel that thing. And when I tell you, do y'all see this? Y'all don't see all this stuff they do. The reason why it's helping me to see it, so when it comes, I'm not going to have the problem. You are. You see, because this is what was said already. You see, that's the difference. When he's giving you this to see it for what it is, you think it's Sister Deborah on here just saying, oh, y'all, they doing this. Because I heard someone say it in the live that it's gonna worry me, or it's gonna that's just too much to be worried about all this, honey. I am not gonna say Revelation ain't something for us to. It's there to warn us, and that warning ain't for us to play. That's what our lives have been all these thousands of years, a way of things happening, and we figure we can get over it. Oh, it ain't that serious. But the judgment of the Most High, y'all, the tribulation, you think the tribulation is something not to be concerned about? Y'all crazy. You crazy than crazy. Why would he bring out the tribulation? Why would he bring out the judgment and the fire? For what? For you to walk around and say, oh, that ain't nothing to worry about. That's the mindset of the people. And that's going to be many people who probably do away with themselves. They're going to be the one caught up. Because what's the sense of somebody? What's the sense of us getting a warning of tribulation if it's going to be all about nothing? And like I have heard many say, and I agree with them, I'm not telling you I'm escaping it. I'm not telling you I am going to escape it. I'm trying to tell y'all I'm going to be right in the midst of it. My flesh, but my spirit is going to be in y'all. But I ain't going to sit here and try to tell you, oh, ain't nothing going on. Or I ain't going to let myself get worried. I'm not going to be caught up in that. Oh, those are people who think they are exempt. I'm a prophet in the wilderness. And he has dealt with me since I was 4 years old. And let me tell you something. I do not make myself exempt from nothing. Especially testing trials and pain and suffering. I will not claim that I am exempt. Even when the rock is in me, I will not say that I am exempt. The same thing I'm saying to you all, I am not going to escape it, you guys. So people who can easily say, and it's a cop-out word. It's something that make people think, oh, I can do this. Ain't nothing to that. I ain't gonna be worried about that. Those too many things. Oh, he got me. Keep on thinking he got you and you ain't got yourself. Keep on thinking he got you and you ain't got yourself. Him getting you don't mean he gonna stop his tribulation. Just because you think he got you, you think he gonna stop his judgment, he's gonna stop his tribulation because you got you. You think y'all got you? Go on and think y'all got you. It ain't gonna stop his tribulation. It ain't gonna stop you from feeling what's going on. That's why I sit and tell you, I'm not a dead prophet, I'm a living one. That means I'm feeling the same thing the prophet of yesterday felt when they try to give people truth. I become your enemy. I see that at 100%. I become enemy. I become someone outside of really who I really am to many. Why? Because I tell the truth and the truth calls me. Not the truth don't cause it, but the truth being spoken cause it to be an enemy unto you. And don't understand, if you're an enemy to yourself, truly, Sister Deborah's supposed to be your second enemy in line to you. So I appreciate the Father dealing with me on that, because one will say, get in your lane. Don't feel you have to get out to try to, you see this and you're trying to make people, you're trying to force people to see it, and they can't see it, baby. You're trying to force them to understand it or to hear it. They can't. And he go back to what he always tell me. They say they hear, they cannot hear. They say they see, they cannot see. When I say that, that is not saying nobody. I know that one, and we don't know what one means. That one means to the bosom of the Father. We cannot say that. Just like the word love. We can't go into the spirit of he on the throne and say, what is your love? What does love mean about? What is your love? But one thing you can definitely say, just take a look to your left and your right. Take a look at yourself in the mirror. Just think about all these things that's in your body. From your cells to everything, your organs, just think of all of that. All that. When you think of everything, you see everything. You go outside tonight, look out. Just look at the darkness of the night and know that tomorrow to be the day, the light. That's him. He's over all of that. That's him. He's the creator of it all. But if we think that we're going to escape something, no, not this sister. Oh, only way you're going to escape it, if you're put to sleep by Yah. That's the only way you're going to escape it. That's why I say that journey coming up out of here, out of the four corners, Israel and Judah, that journey is going to be worth waiting for, because you're going to be and went through tribulation, judgment. You're going to be and had the fire kindled, so many things happening. You know what? People are not even going to be looking in from behind their back. Where's my husband? Where's my wife? Where's my mama? Where's my daddy? Where's my grandmama? I don't even think so, y'all. I think that come time y'all said come, and he bring us out, we ain't gonna be looking for nowhere but the direction of Yah, where he's pointing. That's it. This is just showing you how chaotic it's going to be. Just getting up out of here. We're gonna be so excited that we out of here. We ain't gonna be going to no Mount Zion talking about, oh, I left my friend, oh, my co-workers, my best friend, my neighbors, or my mother, my father, my sister, my brother. Oh, no, not in Mount Zion, you ain't. You see? So even during that time, to me, that's the will of the Father. He ain't gonna let you be getting caught up with who's gonna be left behind, because you got to understand, they're not leaving you, they leaving him. They have left him, not you. It's him. He's leaving them behind, not you. Even though we probably think we got to take everything, and people gonna be trying to think that they supposed to, since they got so much and they have so much. That's why he said you can't take it with you. People don't care if they can't take it with you. They got a heart of greed is so heavy that they just want to just be greed. And people do not understand why. What was the example of the camel for a rich man? So ain't nobody rich, but it's the same measurement, y'all. Why would he categorize it for a rich man, but a man that's over here that's not rich? He ain't category. He's speaking it to the rich man as well as the poor man. See, a lot of people don't understand that. It's something that's in you that makes you can't take nothing you got with you. You can't pick it up and take off and run. You can't take it with you. I sat back, and another thing that I brought before the Father. I said, when Father, they took money all these years and take your money, and then they turn around and have the audacity to take it from you and still own everything you have. See, I didn't know the Social Security them did that until like I said, I didn't know they take everything from your parents. And even if you're in the military, Medicare and Medicaid, they get a cut now. They get a cut of anything you leave. So while you sitting trying to be greedy and have more than you can even, don't run around here and try to be greedy, y'all. Don't do it. Even if you got to take it and do for somebody else less fortunate, or somebody else that's trying to just live a year, do it. Take care of that person for you. Just take care, give it to them. And well, you can't do nothing with it. You can't take it with you. But people who got that hardened heart, they have no idea that's who they are. It is off the chain. It is off the chain. So tribulation come when they all ain't tribulation. Here this darkness come in. We don't know how many days. We don't know. But say if it's come in for one day, it's a part of tribulation, baby. Y'all, that's a part of tribulation. If it come in 2 days, part of tribulation. So you think he gonna pull up with tribulation and you all gonna have it all good and dandy? Sister Deborah, I tell y'all, I am so grateful that I can deal with it now. I can see it. I can feel that thing. So it don't have to happen to me. You know how somebody say when, oh, I feel so, somebody might say, I understand how you feel. And if you went through something, I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you don't have to have gone through something to feel a person. You see, a lot of people think you don't understand them and you don't feel it because you ain't gone through what baby, my whole testimony is that. I even sit back and I say, even if y'all really hear, if y'all, he told me don't get into it though. If he would to allow me to break down why I stay on men and the way I say that I say, because my whole life is the testimony behind it. It is the testimony. And the testimony don't mean that they never had nobody beat me, curse me out, put their hands on me. None of that. No, never. But it was the spirit that y'all allowed me to get to know. And to train me how the children is the lineage, and it's the seed, is the spirit. And like, say, for instance, I got a son. Now watch this here. My baby boy, he got his feet is the same size as my daddy before my father passed. His feet look just like my dad. Guess what else? My dad had like, I don't know if y'all ever seen a man that got a lot of hair all over his body, all in his back, all, my dad had straight hair all over his body, all over on his side and around his waist. My baby boy is like that. He didn't get that from his dad. He got that from my dad. You see what I'm saying? His feet is just like my dad. The reason why I know his feet is just like my dad used to have me clipping his toenails all the time. So I know that my son feet is just like my dad, because I'm telling you, I know it is, because it looks just like him, look just like it, and it's just amazing. But it's his grandfather, so he got ways of his grandfather. But what the father showed me is the way of the son and the father. Yeah, I was taught that. I wasn't given that as a female to take it and slander it and make you not. He has not given me the okay that I can disperse it out. Because I maybe because I keep telling him that it feels like you're talking to the brick wall. Why tell the brick wall your private business? For what? Give them the things which are spirit and truth, and hope that it can penetrate through the brick wall. How about that? How about that? So, but my testimony is a really good one that can vouch for why he says that he will visit the children of the Father. And this is what you see today in Judah. And the Europeans, their sons is exactly like they are. The heathen sons, just like they are. The Gentile sons are just like they are. It's the same way. It ain't just Judah and Israel. It's just the way y'all orchestrated it from the kingdom. But this is what's deep, y'all. This is why I tell y'all this kind of crazy that don't make sense to me. But the more he tell me to stay in the lane, that's where the make sense is at. It's because when you get over here on this side, you're trying to make sense of it, and you feel yourself not being able to really panned it out all nice and neat. But everything he has done, it was a special reason, and a connection from father to son to son. And if they had went into it and took it where they were studying it, and then the Ruach come to explain it and break it down to them, to where it's right here showing you how he's trying to get you to see it. And then when the Ruach come, you be putting them pieces together and say, wait a minute, hold up. The light come on. That's why it takes the Ruach to come in us, to teach us, lead us, and guide us, and show us what's what. You see? But what we're doing is we saying we don't want your Ruach. We don't want your spirit, because we don't want you telling us what to do. We don't want you to tell us and run us and tell us how we can and how we can't. We don't want you to lead and guide us and teach us this and teach. They don't want it. And that's the part where it says deny the power they're in. Because the power will assist you. Why? Because Yeshua said when he comes, you shall have what? Power. You notice that's the number one thing he said. When the Holy Spirit come on you, you shall have power. Do you get the point I'm making when I say that they're teaching what they call the words without the power? You see, even within them, they want to teach this book without the power. You can't do it. It can't be done. And this is why so many people lost today. Is they trust in an individual who can quote these scriptures, precept them and line them, and a little here and a little there, hit Torah across your head, go into Enoch and go into all other books. And when they finish, you got to bag that thing up, and you got to bag it down with the Ruach HaKodesh. So all this getting, that's why he said, in all your getting, get understanding. And what is understanding? The Ruach HaKodesh, the one that comes and teach you all things. He is the understanding. Anyone have any questions? Now, you just to be able to come out, you're going to be blessed, because you're going to be, see, people don't understand. Getting to Mount Zion is one thing. He said you're going to be cursed coming in and cursed going out. Okay? But what you're going to see is the right hand. That power Sister Deborah been telling y'all about, that stretched out arm. When that bad boy pull up, You ain't gonna be worried about Mount Zion or nowhere. You're gonna be so detached to that power that's leading you. You ain't gonna be looking to your left, say, where's my babies? Or where's my husband? Where's my wife? Where's my mama? Where's my dad? Where's my grandma? Where's my granddaddy? Where are my grandbabies? You ain't gonna be worried about none of that, baby. Because when that power, that right hand, lead you up out of here, Mount Zion ain't gonna even be on your mind. You're gonna be just knowing that, wait a minute, something very powerful is leading me out of here. Because what happens is you ain't gonna get delivered and cleaned up till you get on Mount Zion. You ain't gonna get that. That's why Mount Zion gonna be pretty holy. I mean, it's gonna have the power. The power's gonna be leading and guiding you and protecting you. It's gonna take you an area of the water. I don't know, the rivers or the water. He's gonna take you where nobody's gonna bother you. He's gonna bring you on in. That's true. And it's hard to let go the God of the world to accept the God you cannot see, but yet you believe. Why? Because the word offered them more that they could see. That's why they don't. You're right. I like that question. Do we have any thoughts? Do you have any thoughts of as of where Mount Zion might be? Now, I want to share something with you. Right today, you got debates right now on YouTube. Men debating where it's at. You know what? Where Mount Zion is going to be, it's going to be restored. One thing I definitely know, he's going to be checking it. He's going to restore it. He's going to tell it what to do and do this, have this, get this together, this here. And it's going to come so close to the Garden of Eden. How? The word. He is the word. When the word is spoke, his power is going to bring forth that land. You see? But this is me. I don't think the land is where none of us know. I think it's closer going over into an area that might be familiar to us, but I don't think the reason why I say that is because he said it's still desolated. And then in another one, it says it's going to be like that until we return. And then another one says that they are they are occupying the land. So you really don't. With me, all I can do, I'm gonna tell you where it's at. Okay, you want me to tell you where it's at? I know exactly where it's at. I tell you where it's at. Mount Zion. Want me to tell you where Mount Zion's at? Do y'all want me to tell you where Mount Zion's is at? Mount Zion. Want me to tell you where it might be? Want me to tell you where it is? Where it is? Want me to tell y'all? I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell you where Mount Zion is. Mount Zion is in me. How about that? How about that? Mount Zion is in me. Because if you go and you do your study, and the Ruach will reveal to you, it's impossible for Mount Zion to be restored without Yah restoring it. His word speak it and it's restored. But where is Yah now? Yah is in us. That's his spirit. So Mount Zion is in us. That's why somewhere I believe those that are the remnant is those where Yah is already in us. You see? Now he's the reason why we need the cleaning up, because we still detach the flesh. So I think that's where he's going to clean up some things, and he's going to give us a new heart, because a lot of people are going to be old and they're going to have a new heart. He's going to give them a new heart. But I think Mount Zion, I can't say the place, but I myself would claim it in me. I'm going to be honest with you. That's how I would claim it, because honestly, I don't think none of us know where Mount Zion is at. I don't even think it's meant for us to be trying to master where it's at. Because you know why? That's why you got many people running over to Africa. That's why you got many people running around trying to go to the land where they think it's at. You get what I'm saying? Is because everybody trying to find out and trying to figure it out where it's at so they can run to it. You see? So I believe that it's a place that we know not. But I think just him being in me allow me to know that Mount Zion, I'm already there. Because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And if he's going to be in Mount Zion, because he said he is, he's going to be holy. He's going to be in the midst of Mount Zion. Okay? And that's where he's going to clean us up. He's going to clean our flesh. So I think he's going to detach to us in our spirit to lead us out of here. But I believe that him being in us, it's one of those mysteries. You're right. But when you also, I tell you what, you got the answer. As you do in your study guide, it tells you about Mount Zion. How Yah is going, hear Yah tell you how he going to restore it. Okay? His spirit going to be there. So it's his spirit in you already, then what? Mount Zion is already in you. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but that's what you call spirit and truth. Because if you go into your study guide and you start to study, you'll see that, hey, wait a minute, this place is like the Garden of Eden. It tells you that. You go to Ezekiel 36, it says it looks like the Garden of Eden. But as it in Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah, they telling you that Mount Zion is all this and some, and how beautiful and all what it is, and that Yah's spirit is going to be present. So if his spirit is there and his spirit is in me, then I'm already in Mount Zion. I'm waiting for the journey. You see what I'm saying? That's why somewhere I believe that there is a spiritual Israel. That's what I believe. And my covering. I know that's right. And you know what? You know how you say that it's one of those that's a mystery. And when you go onto YouTube, that's what you see a lot of men battling right today. They trying to nail where it's at. You know, the guy who made Negro to Negro or whatever that was, he's battling with a lot of men right now over in Africa. I kid you not, over in the United States and in Africa regarding the land. They battling it. I'm telling you, they for real. And I don't think it's the will of the Father for us to know the place of where he is going to prepare and reside and going to draw us to. You see, because what men do, they run out and they go and try to find what's in the Danton, whatever his name is, who did Negro to Negro. He made $1 million. He went right over there where he think the promised land is at. And now he's calling himself, telling everybody it's Africa. It's Africa. But then one thing he don't understand that Sister Deborah know. Africa is going to be a part of Magog. You see? So they got to really see, they don't have no, they so educated in the flesh till they have no spiritual education. See, Africa is going to be partaker. That's why they over there in Africa doing all kind of things, and they always ruled over Africa. They always, and he's not going to, I don't know, these Pan-Africans over in the United States keep talking about, oh, let me just get off of that, Father. These people talking about word that them Pan-Africans, we are the same as them. We are Africans. We'll see about that. In a secret place in him. So it's a mystery in Yah, I believe. Yeah, that's right. It did say that, didn't it? The kingdom is within you. And that's why I was saying the promised land, I think it's in us, because if he is, if you remember, Yeshua said, the kingdom of heavens is at hand. The kingdom of heavens is at hand. That's what Yeshua said when he came. So if the kingdom of heaven is at hand, and now that he came down with the kingdom of heaven, which is the Son of Yah, he said that he must go so that the Father will send that kingdom right back down to us. And that's why I was saying, I think the Mount Zion, the promised land, is going to be within us. And I think that's what he's coming for, those who are going to have it in them. And he's going to take us to the place. But I don't think, I think it is a mystery of where the place is going to be. Yeah, Ron Dalton. He moved over to Africa. I think he got like 14 kids, somewhere like that. Him and his wife, they moved over there closer to where they think the promised land is. You see? Why would y'all want him to go over to the promised land? See, that's another thing. Why would y'all want certain ones to know where the promised land is at? You see? It's just something, I think it's like you said, it's a mystery. I really do. I think it's a mystery. What was you saying about Billy Carson? I don't know what Bill Carson guy. That's somebody I try to stay, because I don't know if y'all know, they giving the glory to other gods over in Egypt. The all-seeing God. That's who they worship. And that's why I said 19 Keys. I looked at Haki and him and Billy Carson. Not to know Father Ben Carson. That's what I mean. Is it Billy Carson or Ben Carson? It's one of them. And I saw them earlier today, and I was like, why are they giving all this glory to a God that, I mean, they made another God. They worship a total different God. And I can't see that, y'all. I just can't see it. But they are some characters, and they can get you thrown off, because all you have to see is over in Egypt. They focus on there's gods over in Egypt that's coming. And it's deep. Yep. Ron Dalton. Yep. You said, what about the New Jerusalem? Yeah, that's what he's come. He's the new heaven and earth. Did he? No, not Ben Carson. Not that one. He's talking about not Ben Carson. No. Ran for president. Not that one, baby. Not that one. It's this one that the elites then had to go into school and studied. And I mean, this one here. And all you have to do is, when he take them sunglasses off, Sister Deborah can box them eyes. And that's the last. He shouldn't have never took his sunglasses off. He wore sunglasses all the time. When he took them sunglasses, I said, I knew it. I can box your eyes. He come to manipulate the people. He works for the elites. And it's not being, it's Billy Carson, not Ben Carson. Ben Carson is the president. It's Billy Carson he's talking about. That's right. That's right. And I think that's what he was checking me on today. He said, don't get caught up in that. Don't forget, hey, I rule. Yeah, Ben Carson is also a heart surgeon. But this guy, the anarchy so-called guy, he called it, they believe in that European, what's that, pyramid god and all that stuff, you know. And see, when you see them building them pyramids, you see them pyramid people be trying to figure out how did they build this and how did they do this. Going back to what he was checking me today about. Hey, I created all things. So you're gonna see them do things, but hey, I it was my hand. See, that's what, no matter what they, but they trying to say that it's other gods. That's not. Billy Carson is a government soldier. Somewhere, I think he if not, I think he's deeper than that. I really do. And 19 Keys is sitting on a platform with him and Haki. Haki is a, when you ever you say you are Elohim and you are God, oh, I said to me, you can heal. I said, oh no, I don't know where our brothers think that they got the power to heal, and you ain't healed nothing. You can't take your herbs and your spice like Dr. Sabi and say you are a healer. You are a God. You are a healer. Who created the herbs that you taking? Who created the herbs that you're using to pretend you healing? See, it's still not you. See, they don't want to give him what's due him. They don't want to give the Most High Yah what he's entitled to. Yeah, the one I'm talking about is Billy Carson. He just, to me, just to hear the things he be saying, I said they really schooled him real good. Cause he'll lead these black men way in a dark hole. I don't care, and they having a hard time, but that's just our people anyway. Because we stiff neck, we rebellion, we disobedient. Okay, if you knew who both of them were, why is it that you getting Billy Carson confused with uh 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 uh, not Ben Carson confused with Billy Carson? Who is Billy Carson? I know you said a heart surgeon, and then you said one that was ran for president, but who is Billy Carson? That's right. You're right. They worship everything except for him. You're right. You're right. Yep. And that's what he was on me about. Things that I was talking and telling that uh, uh, the moon, how they was going. What is it? Fauci was doing the sun and covering it up. It does. It is a distraction. It is. It takes you from your lane, because that's why he told me you get in your lane, because it do. It takes you from the spiritual realm and you're trying to figure things out over in the natural realm, and then you find yourself trying to make it make sense so people can get it, and you're trying to break it down and you're trying to get it to a way they can understand it, and then you ain't got no business over there. You need to get in your lane. So yeah, you're right. It does. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's overwhelming. But you know what? When the tribulation, I ain't gonna say when the tribulation is here. Okay, it's a lot of things going on. How you going to be able to stand is because the ruach in you. And when the ruach in you, you're going to also be flesh. So therefore, your flesh is going to be seeing all these things taking place. So y'all don't want your spirit not to understand what's taking place in your flesh. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to always things are not. It's overwhelming. A lot of things is, but why is it? Should be the things in the world. That's pretty much it. But the things of the spirit shouldn't be. It's prepare you for how the world is going to respond to your flesh. Because with me, y'all might not even pay any attention to when I'm telling y'all. When I be saying I feel this thing, I can feel that thing. Or when I say that I see that, I see it, and I can't understand why people don't see this. It's because I'm seeing it in the spirit realm. I can see it in the spirit realm. But what he's allowed me to do is to get it in the flesh. That's why the lane is in the spirit. So everything I can get in the flesh, take it over in the spirit, and then you can understand it in the flesh. Because the days of darkness, it's coming. Okay? And they're about to pull out another. It ain't them. I'm going back to what y'all say. They are about to pull out some other stuff. A lot of things is happening, and nobody has an eye or a spiritual eye and a spiritual ear to see what's about to happen, because they thinking it's just overwhelming. It's too much for me to accept. It's too much on me. It's too much. You better be right in the spirit. And if the ruach is in there, he's going to let your flesh get an upper on what's going on, because your spirit going to already be prepared by him. But your flesh is what's going to be able to, it's going to be here in the world, not in the world, but here seeing these things. Oh, wow. In 2020, you know what? That's still around about that time I was saying, even in 2000 and 08 and 2000 and 04. That's what I was saying. I mean, it was a lot of things going back. It's a lot of things that was taking place, and it's during that time, like you said, in 2002. I'm telling you, it's a lot of things that we as people, we bypassed, we missed, and they were doing it then. A lot of things. I don't know how we missed it. Would you say a strong caught up in a strong delusion? I mean, it's a lot of things took place back then, right in that time. That's right. The y'all is in control. Yeah. It is written. That's right. Oh yeah, they do that in there. They do that. Yep, they do that, baby. I work for the prison system. Yep. They test them with all kind of chemicals, and they got this. It is. It's a room. They got a lot of stuff, machines and stuff hooked up. And I used to think it was like a shock treatment or something, or something of that nature. They do a lot of things to people in the prison. I mean, things that you would think that the system wouldn't even let them do, but they all in it together. And some people had people who did like molesting children. They also took them in to do like something like a shock treatment, because they was trying to, at that time of night, something about they get aroused or whatever, and they in a deep dream, and they trying to control their desire for children. I don't know if you know that, but they do have those in the prison. Yes, for those who got feel that desire those who have practiced not have is in jail for that reason. Now remember that where I not where I worked, but that's what they were was telling me, in the prison, those people who worked in the prison, they was telling me they got a shock treatment for them to help them to not fantasize regarding children, something like that. What's a super soldier? A super soldier. That was similar to that guy that I was thinking, how they could program you and put you where they want you, have their mindset to do things, and they train you. That's what I'm thinking. They train you how to um, fight and uh, how you, what's those people who go kill people? Assassin. And a lot of it, it's a mind thing. I mean, not a mind, they're controlling your mind. Oh, wow. Now I can believe that too. He got out, he graduated and everything. That's really good. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people say they couldn't work, and I yeah. Well, I don't this they buy or sell is right. Their people think spiritual. Mm. So is that why a lot of them out of work is I think I wonder if they no I mean they I don't know. You know what? I even thought to even go out and on the, how they say on the highway and byway, and I even think that that's finished too. You know what I'm saying? So many people out here is on so many different kind of substance. That's true. If you can't work, how can you buy or sell anything? Revelation 3:16. Okay, let me see that. Revelation 3:13, 16. I know that verse 16, 13, 16. Now, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something about that too. Revelation 13 and 16. You know what I'm telling you? It's something else to that. It's something in it on the spiritual end to that. Because this here is also a time that I believe that Yah is going to have his on out. I really do. I really do. And you know what else? This kind of think about that as well. I believe America's not going to exist during this time. I really do. I think if you remember the two witness, we thinking the two witness, and remember I said I'm going to see them. All I want to see is the two witness, but I wanted to see them on news or on computer or something, because I know they're not going to, the two witnesses not going to be in the United Snakes, y'all. You see? Same thing with I believe the beast is not going to be one who headquarters is in the United States. I think the beast is coming from somewhere else, but I think it's Obama. That's why I said I've seen him go over to this country, and I was trying to figure out, well, they were showing us his seat, and I was like, oh no, they didn't. And I think Obama is connected to the beast. I really do. I really do. I think what we're seeing is they're here to bring the debris of this country down to fulfill Revelation 18. Because the problem when y'all showed me in Revelation 18 and why nobody goes to 18 to see the migrants, the immigrants coming in, it's right there in 18. Verse 2, 3, and 4. It's telling you this is what it's for. And this here is where they coming in. Revelation 18 is going to be, is I think that ends the United Snakes right there. So whatever go down, I think that's in Revelation 18. That's it. So when we get to Revelation 13, I think Revelation 13 is what's going to be building. This individual going to have this power. And we can't have it in the United States because it's going to be what? You see what I'm saying? It can't be here in the United States, the Antichrist. It could, but I don't think it the beast and the Antichrist and the one world government, I don't think it's going to be in the United States, because I think the one world government is the European nations and the Catholics, the Roman Catholics, as a oneness. I think they are that final power. Okay. And I think out of that is coming the false prophet, the Antichrist, and the beast. But I don't think that it's going to be the control over the United States, because the United States is going to be already down. I don't know if you know this or not. A lot of y'all don't know it, but United States is down. United States has been doomed for quite a little time. We just look at it as all that. We look at it just like the heathens and Gentiles. Great old America. We the best. That's how people look at the United States. But I think the United States is already down. I really do. Today, as I was driving back home, I looked at the highway and the area in which I was coming through, like trees growing up on the highway. You know, where they used to maintenance and keep stuff together. Now you can go to, I don't care what restaurant you go to or what fast food you go to, you're gonna notice you ain't gonna see no grade A. You're not going to see the windows clean. You're not going to see it clean, because the country is always, you have to get a license to carry a grade A, and it has to be clean. Now they don't have to clean the highways. They don't have to clean. It's even going out in the counties, the so-called good area. It's moving all over. And it shows the falling of this country. Something that many of people don't want to see, don't want to accept. But I think it's gone. And I think that this one world system, as far as, because I think that we're not done with the how would I say it, the shot. I think there's the outcome of what took place is taking place, because I think they up in millions of how many people are dying. And because the United States won't bring it forth to you all to know the count of those who are dying that has taken the shot, I think that's, to me, I got to tell y'all one thing. You know what the Father told me? He said, Deborah, everything is clearly seen. That's what he said. It's clearly seen. People are closing their eyes to the things that's clearly seen. Everything is clearly seen. So don't get caught up in the game of trying to reveal that which someone cannot see and they cannot hear in the spiritual realm. He said, but for in the natural, it's clearly seen. That shows you the battle of the flesh. Like you said earlier, strong delusion. I think that could be the key. Because he said that it's like stuff is right before them, but they act as if they can't see nothing. So it could be that line of that strong delusion, come to think of it. We said running for your life. Yep, I agree with you. But you know what he told me? I looked into Revelation 17 too, and it sounds like we there. It really does. But let me tell you something else. What he explained to me, and to me, when he told me this, I was like, when we're gonna be bumping our heads. He said that's why we need the Holy Spirit, you guys. He said we need the Holy Spirit, because he says that this is what he told me. He said, when you go into Revelation, Deborah, it is a study guide. They set it up to where you won't really be able to catch the steps. He said, because they're going to be running into each other. One going to be shown before the other in Revelation. Because I know for a fact that seal has already taken place. I know for a fact, I believe that I don't believe, I know for a fact that the horses has already been released. But this is what he told me. You remember the white horse, the red horse, and the black horse, and the pale horse? You remember them? The Father told me the horses ain't coming back, Deborah. I said, what you mean they ain't coming back? He said, the horse is not coming back. You know how after that is completed, they mission is done. Now another part of Revelation take place. He said, no, they're not coming back. He said, that's why I keep telling you the judgment is hit the ground. It's on the earth. It's not coming back. That means we can skip from Revelation chapter 6, and we can go, let's say, to 13 or to 17, thinking that chapter 6 is done away. He said, no, those horses went out for the end, all the way to the end. They're not coming back. They got a mission to the end. You see what I'm saying? So that's another scary thing for me in the spirit realm, because people don't see it like that. You see, people thinking that it's continuing. That's what he said. He said, why would I send them out? Why would the seals be open? Why would they come out to come back? What are they coming back for? You're in the end days, Deborah. This is the day of judgment, my wrath, my fire, tribulation. So why are they coming back? They got a mission. He said, just like, this is what he was telling me. He said, just like he says there's going to be earthquakes in diverse places. So why should there stop being earthquakes? You're going to have them continually. He said, it ain't going to stop. Famine, once it started, based on Revelation, it ain't going to stop. So we're thinking that Revelation is going to move in steps. And that's when he revealed to me, Deborah, you over here thinking, okay, this is happening. But that's why you can bounce off of Matthew 24, verse 7, because you don't see that in Revelation. But you can go back. It's because it's not in the order that heavens has orchestrated it. It's in the order of how man had smeared it. You see what I'm saying? Because you're right. Revelation 17, that makes me feel like I'm right in there. We right there. You see? Have mercy. Oh, yes, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. And don't think that he don't. That mercy and grace is going to continue, just like I'm talking about everything else continue. That grace and mercy is going to continue. Guess what? The grace and mercy is going to continue. Guess what? The grace and mercy is going to continue all the way to the end. You know what? May God and him going to come to the battlefield. It's going to continue all the way to the end. Well, how would you say that, Deborah? Or why would you say it? Remember, Satan is going to be chained up for 1,000 years. See, all of this is still grace and mercy. All of this is still under grace and mercy. See, when grace and mercy is taken away, it's no way we can live on earth. Once he take away grace and mercy, that's it. Right now, say for instance, if he took away grace and mercy today, we all be gone. Because that's what's holding us up. We just ain't got the sense to realize that. We ain't got the insight in the spirit, nor the know in the spirit that that's what's holding us all up. So when we continue to seek Yah for grace and mercy, stop. Grace and mercy is already poured out to us. But this is what he says. He's saying to me now, you try to practice that same grace and mercy that he has poured out to you, to someone else. Try that grace and mercy, that you can take that same grace and mercy that you're telling him to have, which he already done had. I used to say that all the time. Oh, Father, have mercy on me. Oh, Father, have mercy. He said, Deborah, my mercy already went out. It went out with grace, and grace went out with mercy, and mercy went out with grace. What are you asking for? You see what I'm saying? This is when you come to really know him. You come to understand when he does something, he don't take it back. Let me show you another example. When Yeshua had ascended and he said that the gifts, the Father was going to send the gifts. So the gifts came down without repentance. You see, they were already branded in us. Okay. But Yeshua had to go up. Okay. To back to the Father on the right hand side. And the Father was going to send the gifts. He's going to activate the gift that was already in us before the foundation of the world. Okay. So when he gave us those gifts, guess what? Y'all walking around here with gifts all up in you and have no idea. And just because you don't use them don't mean you lose them. Oh, no. That's not how he rumbled. He don't, because those gifts was given to you before the foundation of the world, and it was activated when he Yeshua had ascended, and he sent back the gifts to activate the gift that's in us. They came without repentance. That means before you can even repent, or you to pray for the gifts, or you to say I'm sorry or anything, I gave you that from the kingdom, baby. So you got it before repenting. Before repent even exist. The gifts were given before repent. So it ain't nothing you did to inherit it. So I can truly say to you, many of you all out there, that those gifts still are within you. Just like the Ruach could be within you. You just compressing the spirit. Because your flesh won't your flesh. Your flesh won't its ways. You see? It's a lot of people with gifts, y'all. It's a lot of people with gifts. They have never come to understand that the gifts are within them. None whatsoever. And that grace and mercy is the same way. He poured out grace and mercy. And guess what? Like unto Solomon said, the rain on the righteous as well as the unrighteous. Same way with the sun, the righteous as well as the unrighteous. Well, that's how grace and mercy was poured out. It wasn't poured out to you and to you because you in the church, because of you in a Pentagon, I mean in the synagogue, or not the synagogue, places of worship. No, grace and mercy was poured out on any and everybody. So when we say grace and mercy, we say it like we already have it. We say it like we ain't asking him for something he already gave us. We just got to understand That grace and mercy that he poured out in you, you should be feeling that bad boy around about now. And what he's saying, try taking that grace and mercy abroad. Shed that grace and mercy that you have in you towards someone else. And ain't nobody gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. They want the grace and mercy. They want to understand they got grace and mercy, but they ain't gonna apply it to someone else. They ain't gonna give that mercy to someone else. They ain't gonna give that grace to someone else that has been poured out onto all of us. Why? Because for the Yah to have a will, for his will to come down, starting on A and make it to Z, it's almost like he had to knock us out. So what did he do? Let me give them grace and mercy where I can do what my will is being done. Let me pour out grace and mercy on. Let me pour out it on everybody, so I can my will can go to A to Z. That's how his will went. It has went from A down there to Z because of the grace and mercy he poured out on us. Yep, they stay. But we don't see it no more because we figured, okay, we done taught it, it's over. And they, when they be on here teaching that, they don't understand, baby. It's not something you teach for a moment. It's not a quickie. It's something to show that, okay, that's his judgment then. That's a part of his judgment. So you think when he said there's going to be earthquakes and what did he say? Um, uh, Earthquakes in diverse places. Do you really think that he means just a quick moment or a certain time of year? No, he's talking from the time he left that. You have to understand it in the spirit that he's meaning it's going to shoot all the way to the end. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. Oh yes, it's still here. See, I didn't know that. I did not know when I read Revelation chapter 6. I was like, oh, I know this red horse. I know all these horses are out. They gone. I can feel that thing. They out there, Father. They out there. But then he taught me later on, Deborah, those horses don't return. When I send them out for death, that's just it, baby. That's a part of tribulation. So while everybody thinking they escaping something and thinking time ain't that, why do y'all think I kept telling y'all I feel that thing? Y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see it? Y'all don't see all this stuff that's going on? That's what I said. And I wore that out for a whole year and a half till it got to the point. He said, what's wrong with you? How do you expect them to see something? They can't see what I don't allow them to see. Even if you say, tell them what you see. You can tell them what you hear. But until the I am in them, they can't see. They can't hear. And that's what calmed me down. Because it was too hard for me to believe that I could be on here speaking these things and hooping and hollering and cutting up. And he was like, what's wrong with you? I thought I was doing something. What's wrong with you? And then he began to tell me if you was on the mountaintop shouting it out, they still wouldn't get it. See, that's what I'm saying to you all. The way he orchestrated it from his throne, he did it from his throne, y'all. That means he ain't bending over and hurt and standing up and looking down and moving about. No, he's relaxing what he done. He was relaxed when he created everything. He just spoke it and his power brought it forth. While we thinking that it has to line up like we are lined up in our mindset, we got to see it the way our flesh sees it. But y'all been there, gone. What is that? Yeah. But you know why he said that? Because he already told us he poured out grace and mercy on all mankind. So when he said on whom, because people would say, well, why would you have mercy on them? And they doing wicked and evil. You get what I'm saying? So when you see that verse there, he's talking about because on whom I won't. You know what he's saying? What you got to say? I am. I am. I do what I want to do. I am the I am. I do what I want to do. I did it. Because people would question, well, why would he pour out grace and mercy on those? You have you ever wondered why all the evil live longer? Grace and mercy, baby. You see? Why do people and things, why do things be or people the way that they are and they still living doing all this wicked and evil? Sometimes you get people who murder, don't get they trying their best to get caught. Nobody will catch it. Because the day and the hour y'all got locked in for them, it's locked in. But how is it getting locked in? Through grace and mercy. See, we don't understand the power of that right hand. That's the problem. We don't understand that right hand. We don't understand the I am. Why is it the I am? And it's called Ahaya, Ahaya. Why is it Ahaya, Ahaya? Because I am Ahaya, Ahaya. You can't tell him who he is. And your mercy. I do too. I always say it. I always, every time, I'm always saying, thank you for that grace and that mercy, Father, for pouring it out. Because he poured it out on everybody. Oh, they did that in 2020. I'm going to read that in Daniel chapter 9. Yeah, I'm going to read that. Because with me, I tell people 2024, as far as I can believe, a lot of things, something that triggered to cause something to everything to go into play in the way that they doing things today. I said I can go back as far as 2024. So I'm gonna read Daniel and see what you're talking about in uh March the 11th, 2020. Because I'm telling y'all, this stuff didn't start today. A lot of people are waking up thinking, I just received. A lot of people don't even understand the Holy Ghost is the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach is sitting up there in you. And you don't even understand all the things that you're capable of doing. And you don't even pray. You don't even do anything. It still ain't going to change who he is in you. He can still be in you, you know. It said something about don't compress the spirit or something. Yes, they can do that too. Wouldn't that be? That shows you how beautiful his grace and mercy is. Because you're right. You would think that it would give us more time to repent. No excuse. There you go. That's well said. Because it definitely gives us plenty of time to repent. Yep. That's why grace and mercy, baby. And don't forget who created the evil. Shh. Proverbs 16 in verse 4. Go check it out. Yeah. Yes, he did. All the heathens is taking. Yep, you're right. So true. Dot his I's and cross his T's. We down here clowning. The days are evil. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. And see, when it says it's got here Ephesians chapter 5. Now let's go there. Ephesians chapter 5. Watch this here. This is what I was Ephesians chapter 5, and is that 15? Listen to what it says. First, let's go back to 14. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 14. Wherefore he said, awaken, thou that sleepeth, and rise from the dead, and Christ, a Hamashiach, shall give thee light. Okay. Verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. Now, when you got to 14, there it was. Okay. It's letting you know it's time to wake up. It's time to rise from that dead. That dead means the flesh. That's what that dead means, the flesh. It's time to arise from that flesh. You see it? Now watch this here. And Christ shall give thee light. It's telling you the total spiritual. All of that is spiritual. All of it is spiritual. It's explaining to you awaken, and that's a spiritual awaken. Okay. And it says that thou that sleepeth. That's letting you know spiritually you sleep. Okay. And arise from the dead. Arise from that flesh, for Christ shall give thee light. Now watch this here. See then that thou walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Letting you know right then, even that wise is spiritual. That's spiritual. You see? So when you see that and you see it saying it, and then it says 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Pay attention to it, y'all. That's what he said. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. But he's speaking to a spiritual person. He's speaking to a person that's not asleep, but he's awake in the spirit. He's speaking to a person that has came from the dead, from their flesh. They're not letting their flesh rule them, okay? And Christ shall give thee light. Now this individual is going to gain Christ, and he's going to give him a light. You see? All of that is spiritual. But when you go into this, you got to be able to have the Holy Spirit so he can break it down to you. Because I've heard many churches teach this, and it's not in the line of spirit, it's in the line of flesh. Even when it says, wherefore he said, awaken thou that sleepeth. Now, Judah would say it, he's talking to Israel and Judah. No. He's telling people who spiritually dead, wake up. The same thing I was saying. Some of you all have the Holy Spirit already. Some of you got gifts that you haven't even manifested, or it's manifested in you, but you haven't even used these gifts. And they sitting right up in you and probably been in you been activated for a long time. But you insist on letting your flesh get the victory. And that's why your spirit gifts and the Ruach ain't getting the victory. It's because you letting your flesh rule. Okay. What would the people consider the daily sacrifice to be in Daniel? Is that Daniel chapter 9? Tell us what it could be. I bet you anything is something spiritual, ain't it? But that's how I try to explain to you when y'all wonder why Christians or Catholics or Jehovah Witness or 7 Days Event or Hebrew Israelites or Muslim. This is why so many people got different denominations and different beliefs. You know why? They don't have the spiritual understanding of what this book is saying. Yeah, what chapter in Daniel? I think it's 9. Did you say 9? What is it? Did you tell us what it is? Yeah, it's 9. What is the sacrifice? Is that something you say you doing? Are you, come on now? Are you saying good night, church? I'm heading to bed to get up early for the daily sacrifice. So you never gave us the answer. What chapter in Daniel? Okay, didn't you say, wait a minute. What? Oh, you wanted to know what would we consider the daily sacrifice to be? Okay, then. Good night. Okay, he was asking us, what do we sacrifice set aside daily? Set aside daily sacrifice. Sacrifice means to set aside daily. Set aside. Work. A daily sacrifice. Sacrifice means set aside. Oh, okay. It's at 12. 12 and 11. Yeah, I have to read into that. I have to read into that one. I'm gonna read into that whole 12. I would like to get into it. But okay, good night. Work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read into the whole 12. Now see where it says in let me get this here. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, an abomination that makes desolation set up, there shall be 1,290 days. See, I have to read that. Is taken away. Okay, something is going to be taken away. It has to do with the end time. I definitely, and something is going to. No, he's talking about the one in. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, and it starts at 9. Okay, good. Okay, we get you. We get you. Work. Don't work hard. Get you some sleep. I'm sorry we kept you up. Okay. uh, okay, I start there to really get it at verse 9. So I don't have to read the whole thing. Mm. Okay. Yeah, this is when we get over to Mount Zion. He's telling Daniel what it's going to be like. See, that's what I'm saying. That wicked going to be doing wickedly, and none of the wicked shall. And none of the wicked will understand, but the wise shall understand. That's that going back. That's a good one. That's a good one. Right, the end days. And it's also letting you know how wicked the wicked gonna be. And in their wickedness, they're not gonna understand. But the wise shall understand. See, that's that wise in the spirit. The wise in the spirit. See, a lot of people think wisdom and wise is in the flesh only. No, it's in the spirit as well. Yah has wise wisdom in the spirit. Right. He was telling you would rest, right? That's telling this to Daniel. And then the end of the days, you will rest, rise to receive. Oh no, where we somewhere else in what verse is that? Yeah, he was talking to Daniel, just letting him know what the end days is going to be like, and how the wicked ain't gonna be. They ain't gonna understand nothing, and how they gonna be wicked shall be wickedly. I'm scared of that. Not for real, y'all. I'm just saying. It just remind me of the days of darkness. So Sister Deborah would say, okay, it's 2:36 hours and 36 minutes. I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will say I will be back. Yes, I believe so too. I think we definitely in Revelation. But you got to also consider Matthew's 24. See what I'm saying? This is what he was talking about, how they done moved it all over the place. And they to where you'll never find out exactly where we're at fully today. Which it don't bother me. I just float with the Ruach. Yeah, that's good. So Sister Deborah say, I hope you got something out of it. And I will be back. And let's say shalom and shalom.